You want to not think about how to play the chord. You want to just think about where's the melody. The goal for tonight is kind of like, how do you get to a skill level where you can sort of improvise or create your own simple fingerstyle arrangement in the key of G? How do you get to that level? And so I think that it's a combination of working on a specific area of the fretboard where you work on your ears, meaning that you can kind of pick out the melody, and you can make some mistakes, but you can easily kind of find those melody notes. So it's a combination of that, and then also having the economy of motion already worked out for most of the common chords that you're going to use. So I think if this is your first time working on ear training, when it comes to melody, my suggestion is to pick a specific area. So for us, for example, in the key of G, open position, middle strings. So we'll get to that ear training stuff, but first let's start with some scale exercise with the bass notes. You'll see that we will use this quite a lot. Here is our scale again. I hope you guys had a chance to play this up and down with the right fingering. So go ahead and warm up with this. Make sure you kind of follow the fingering I laid out on the bottom here. Just to recap for those who don't know, this is 1, this is 2, 3, and 4, and that's for T. That's for the information on the bottom there. So that's with your pinky, since it's a 4. This one is the same note. You could either do it on the G string, 4th fret, or open string. You want to be able to do both. Lina, make sure you use your pinky there. You're on the top strings. Yes. Ring finger mostly reserved for the bass notes. Now I see most of you looking at the screen. You should be able to do this without looking at the screen as well. Okay, let's try this exercise. It's basically the scale again, just up and down, with a bass note that you hold for the duration of the bar. Here's the first measure. There's the stretch there. Show you the whole tab. Yeah, you want to memorize the location of these notes, the scale, because we're going to use this a lot for our ear training. Now go ahead and play that major scale, G major scale, the notes of that G major scale just in the DGB string set. Up and down, randomize the notes. So let's move on to a little bit of ear training. Let's start by kind of figuring out the melody to this song. First, try to figure it out by phrase. So go ahead and play this with me. That's the melody. Again, everything fits in that major scale, G major scale, middle strings. So that's your first note. Try to figure that out. Where is that note? It's an open D. The chord does help you figure out what the melody is. If you've been if you've been joining the workshops, you know that the melody most likely is going to be part of the notes of the chord. Not always, but most of the time. All right, let's go to the next phrase. That's your first note. Da, 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 da. What is that one? What is that first one? Da. It's not part of the C chord. It's an A, that's right. Okay. That saved a wretch. Same notes. Alright, like me. There you go. Use your pinky, Lennon.
Oh, right.
Yes, you too, Glenda. I once was lost. Okay, that works. I once was lost. Open B. Was lost. Alright. But now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Okay, so go ahead and play it from the beginning, kind of stumbling your way through the whole first verse. See if you can play it with minimal mistakes. If you're still figuring it out, it's okay if you make a lot of mistakes. That's fine. It's part of ear training. Let's go over the chords real quick. So this one is nice and simple because it's just got 3 chords. So if you guys remember the zenified chords, G is just this one. Nothing on the high E. And then we got C, regular C. Okay. And then for D, we're using this. So what we're going to do is slowly just, play the melody like this. And then add a chord. Don't worry about the timing. Timing doesn't matter as much right now. You just want to kind of get the basic timing of the melody and then add in the chord. Like that. So first melody is, gotta use your ears for that one. Da, 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 da. And then we're gonna add the G chord. If you need help with the melody, it's just D, G, B, B, right? And I just add the chord. Next phrase. How sweet. And then add the C chord. How, that's an A. How sweet. And then we're going to add the C. C chord. The sound. Alright, you guys figure out that one. The sound. Yeah, the sound. The sound. That is. There you go. Alright. And then add the G chord. Because we're right here. So the sound. The G chord. So if I play this whole thing. Again, I'm not worrying too much about the timing. How sweet the sound. And so play the melody, figure it out by ear, and then play the chord after. Okay, that saved a wretch. All right, how about that area? Okay, play that by ear first. That saved a wretch. That's right, so it's just D, G, and B string. Like me, like me. There you go, and then add that D. I know it says just D, right? But we're using the chords that I gave you. this allows you to just stay in the second position, right hand. Okay. All right, let's go. I once was lost. That works. So that's add the G chord. But now I'm found. Where's that one? I'm found. There it is. Or add the G chord. Was blind. So again, that's just. Okay, this one is a little bit tricky, but now I. Okay, that section with the D chord. But now I. A little bit tricky just because, you know, usually for the D we have this. But the melody is on the open B. But you're still doing that D chord shape on the lower strings. The lower sounding strings. Even though, so here is the chord shape for the D. Melody's not on the 3rd fret, that's fine. But it's still a D chord. It's just a different melody note. It resolves to a part of the D chord anyways, after a while. C. Okay. If you can play the melody, you can just add these chords that you've already kind of pre-learned how to transition from one chord to the next in a smooth way. Right? You want to not think about how to play the chord. You want to just think about where's the melody and kind of use your ears to figure out where the melody's at. But then you see a G chord, like automatically you just go, there it is. But since you've trained your fingers to play that scale, you know, those specific notes with specific fingerings, then that's all you're thinking about is, okay, where's that melody?